Hi, everyone.
Hey,
I'm Alicia,
and I'm Meredith.
and this is It's About the Pasta, a Vanderpump Rules podcast, season 10, episode 1, the premiere.
Woo!
Everything we've been waiting for, season or episode 1 delivered.
I am excited. I'm
Yeah, hell yeah.
so excited for this season. It's a lot of people have been saying online, like, this is the old Vanderpump vibe, just with a new era. And I believe that wholeheartedly.
I do too, because they're a goddamn fucking mess, and I'm so excited.
In such a great way. Like, we are old school Bravo where it's messy, but it's not sloppy. I feel like
Yes.
a lot of like Bravo stuff has gotten really like dumb fighting, and this is like real fighting in
Like
such
real
a
shit problems.
yes, like and real things like you would fight with your friends about, and I love it. Well, like almost real stuff. Like nobody has an LA Times article ex fiance.
Amazing. I'm so excited. Okay, so before we get into it, check us out on the A&M podcast network. We have this podcast. We have Summer's Fun, a Summer House podcast, which is also about to be live.
Ooh.
So now we're about to have no life, but this is the time.
No, we're about to have a Bravo only live,
Bravo only.
which like I'm all for.
And also we have One Season Wonders, which is on pause because we're now doing this. I also want to preface, I'm so sorry, I have allergies, so I might like cough. I'm gonna try and mute myself, but just so you know, I'm not sick. I got the COVID test. I'm like, fine. They literally
Man,
looked at me and they're like, you're fine.
last time we recorded, you were still roughing it out with this
Oh
cough.
my God. It was so much worse though. This is
Yes,
like, I can
just
actually breathe.
springtime.
Okay. Well, now that we're back, please be sure to rate, review, subscribe. This is it. This is the time.
This is the
Give us
Super
five
Bowl
stars.
event.
If you're going to give us 1 star, just stop fucking listening.
Yeah, it's
Get
you don't need
out.
to announce your exit. It's okay. We are not for
Although,
everyone. What?
listen, Meredith hates when I bring up bad reviews. We got one bad review about how I made fun of a name, and then I doubled down and someone else called me out. But when I did an Ask Me Anything on our Instagram at Vanderpasta, there was someone who was like, fuck that review. That was so funny. Like me talking about the review was funny.
Oh, I
This
just
is
don't want
hilarious.
like a riot over a dumb bad review. Like I just want to move on, you
It's a
know.
riot. But no, so
But I
now
also saw someone somebody commented in on your Ask Me Anything and called Raquel Rachel, I think, and you were
yeah,
like, "Oh, I can't like I can't
that
call
was
people out
it.
of their names."
She DM'd and was like, fuck that. That is so fucking funny. And I was like, it was funny. Because she also brought up how in Summer House I got mixed up Jess and Julia like
Oh
fucking
my gosh.
constantly. And so now my joke is when I do polls on our Instagram at Vanderpasta, I will put like a who kind of segment because like some people we just don't need to know. Let's be
Yeah.
clear. Okay, so yeah, as you heard me talk about the Instagram at Vanderpasta, I post tweets. Sometimes I'll do an Ask Me Anything. The polls are up for you to
You
vote
can
in that I check.
slide into our
Find
DMs.
my DMs, I try to answer. And then we also have a Patreon, patreon.com/Vanderpasta. Let me tell you what you can get. For $1 a month, you get access to our pre-shows where Meredith and I talk about all of our other shows that are not like Bravo related. But like
Yeah.
all we do is watch TV anyway. So
I gave
like
a monologue about an old show Alicia and I used to
had
watch.
to endure together and gave up, but the world brought it back. Like that stupid plane. No, okay, you'll get into it. Also, you get access to any episodes we record early. So not these because these are live, but we do go back and we watch old seasons because we're on season 10, but we haven't even covered season 5 of Vanderpump Rules. So we'll go back and do that. It'll be on the Patreon first. You're
Yep.
not gonna get it till 2026 or something. So like, sorry, join the
There's
Patreon.
always a good archive on there.
Yeah, there's tons of shit. If you need to like kill time with these voices in your head, we can help.
We've got you covered for hours,
For
days,
ooh,
weeks, years.
nightmares. So then for $2 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, you get access to our after shows that we do when we go back and watch old seasons. So we can talk about Bravo news, but we'll talk about Bravo news on this podcast because we live.
Hell
Um,
yeah.
Also, I'll say your name on the podcast. So thank you to Chris, Danae, Dustin, Jackie, Jamie, Casey, Chrissy, Sarah, Cameron. Sorry, I almost said Shrimp Warrior. Cameron, Tiffany, Tonette, Tracy, Courtney, Gina, Jennifer, Kirsten, Kelsey M, and Mariah.
Woo!
Oh, there's no other Kelsey. So Kelsey, it's just you now.
Oh, just we're down one Kelsey.
Kelsey D.
Bye.
Call her out. Okay, so
this is not the time to leave. Like this is the time to be here.
Yeah, on all these people we just named, they got it right. They're correct.
They're here year round, but
that's true.
If anybody's trying to optimize their dollars, like balling on a budget, totally understand, because I am as well over here. This is the time to join these like next 3 months.
These next 7 months, because we're gonna have like 80 episodes. Anyway, I'll only start complaining at episode 11, I promise.
I decided, like 10 episodes in is when I could be upset.
My lol. Okay, and then for $5 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, for the live shows, which is now, you will get the opportunity to give us your thoughts, your opinions, your honestly, whatever you want. Yeah. And we will read it and answer any questions on the podcast, which we have some to go through. So are you excited? And also we'll pick a patron of the episode. So I used to just use my finger and guess, but now we're in real game time because people are commenting. So this week's patron of the episode is Sarah, because Sarah, before the episode even started, commented on my Patreon post. She was first.
Ready.
Numero uno for this week.
There's been a lot flying this week, though. Like commentary about all the new season starting. I've seen a lot of like first look type of things all over TikTok. It is a time.
Yeah, I sent Meredith at least 50 TikToks of Vanderpump Rules.
Between that and Summer House, I feel like I've already seen the episodes.
I refuse to watch those previews. Like, I don't want to know until I
get sucked in. It's so bad.
No, I've avoided. Anyway, okay, so let's get into what Sarah said since she commented before the episode.
Let's do it.
Sarah said, I am every bit excited for these recaps as I am for the show.
Woo! We're happy to be back.
Just call me fucking Katie Maloney. I'm so entertaining. Okay, I'm excited to see the Katie and Schwartz drama play out. I'm excited for Lala to be Lala. I'm definitely excited to hear you guys gush about Christina Kelly.
I can't wait to see her. And guess what I learned from Stassi's podcast is I might have said this on a post show, but she is pregnant this entire season and told people she was on an antibiotic. And so she couldn't drink. And I'm like, you're an expert. And people just believed her.
She's an icon, period.
I can't wait for her to like be back in such full force.
I cannot imagine why she would want to come back, but I'm so happy.
Me too.
I'm so happy she is. Okay, also, Sarah says, I am less excited about the idea of James not being sober and him reverting back to trash can James. Listen, there was a tweet that kind of got what I meant, and it was, as a viewer, I am ecstatic.
Yes.
As a rooter of James, I am so scared because he's
great entertainment, difficult to defend him like we want to sometimes when he's drinking.
I know, I'm a James apologizer.
Yeah.
I have to stop. Oh, it's gonna be so
hopefully,
bad.
Hopefully, you know what? I can only wish the best for him, but
he had an okay episode. We're okay.
Yeah, I have some thoughts whenever we get to like,
it's like every episode I'm gonna be like watching. It's gonna be like, I imagine watching your kid do something dangerous where you're like, just don't fall.
It's like I want him to argue, but not like he used to when he was just so drunk and obliterated.
Yes, I want him to be okay.
I want argumentative, like reunion James still.
Okay, sorry. Sarah, we're back. We're going on tangents. Sarah says, I'm also less excited about the new opening sequence, and I'm not excited about Sheena's wedding. Sorry, I don't know why I said it like that. Sheena's wedding, because I do not care about Sheena. Oh man, justice for Sheena always.
And I really like the opening credits. I like that they're in all the restaurants. I think it is more fitting to the show rather than the show feels like it's finally adapting to them not actually working at SUR. Yeah. And so I like that acknowledgement in the credits.
I'm just sad there's no group photo.
Yeah, I
wanted it.
I'm kind of shocked by that because they do have it.
They have it. Yeah, I'm sad about that. Also, I don't really care about Sheena's wedding or Brock, but like
couldn't care less. The only reason I'm excited for it is the Raquel and Schwartz makeout. Like I'm ready for that bomb to drop.
I weirdly am also a Sheena apologizer. I always got to root for my girl.
But
And
you know
I
what
don't
I
even
did
like
love?
her.
I love no Brock in this first episode. I
Oh,
think
that was amazing.
that is why I don't like Sheen, is I'm not a huge Brock person. I don't think he deserved all the stress and hate from last season,
Absolutely
but
no.
I don't need him as a main cast
Horrible.
member.
Sarah also says, I predict we see no Peter in the cast shot. You're right. Last season, all we got was his pirate face craning in like someone trying to photobomb. Oh man, it's worse this season.
I don't remember that.
I don't even remember Peter. Okay. Next, Chris left us a comment.
Okay.
Meredith's eyes are widening. Did you check out the concert in St. Louis that VPR cast member had last month?
Oh, how does he even know that?
Your dad's a member of the Patreon.
No, I know that, but like he doesn't watch the episodes or listen to our main episodes. He only listens to the pre-shows.
He knows we talk about Tom Sandoval.
That's so funny. Because I texted Alicia this. I kept hearing ads on the radio about this concert, and I just died laughing every time it came up.
Yeah, it's great. Chris, if you watch the episode, you should peep the St. Louis shirt that Tom Sandoval is wearing.
He will not listen to this episode. He will not watch the Vanderpump episode. He is not actually involved.
You don't know. He's involved. And then Dustin just says, nice. Jackie is stoked. You should be stoked too, Dustin. This is it.
He's a summer house guy. He's not really a Vanderpump.
Most people are more excited for Vanderpump on our polls. So I think
that's true.
Is this the number one show in the group?
I think it's taken back its numero uno position in my heart.
I think so too. Okay, before we get started, Meredith, are you drinking?
I'm drinking a nice Dr. Pepper from a gas station.
I'm drinking something that only a Californian would really drink. Meredith, do you want to guess what drink I have?
Oh, that's
California. I tried to go with a theme.
Is it okay? What type of drink is it?
I can't give it away. That's California.
No, but like, is it a beer? Is it a cocktail?
No.
Is it a seltzer?
It's none.
Oh, is it like hard kombucha? I don't know.
Yes, I got hard kombucha.
I hate kombucha. Okay, that makes more sense. Because I was like, oh, are we talking about like a Californian beer? Okay,
no.
Yeah, I see what you're saying now.
I got the pineapple ones I'm drinking tonight.
The can is super odd. That's not what I thought a kombucha can
wanted to know. I thought it was a misprint, but it seems like all the cans are this way. It says like June Shine, the brand, the right way, but upside down is the hard kombucha, and all the information is like upside down. But it's like that on the other can too. So I don't know if that's how June Shine does it.
Weird.
June Shine, sponsor me, I guess. Okay.
Huh. Don't sponsor me. I don't want anything to do with you.
Let's cold open this shit, should we?
Loved the opening.
Wow. We flashed to August
2016. Yeah.
I don't think it was August 16th. I think it was August 2016.
Yeah.
Katie and Tom's wedding. We watched their vows, and then it cuts to them doing separate interviews in their confessionals. And
I appreciated this because all of the divorce stuff really did happen off camera, and I was nervous about how that they were going to start this, and I loved that they were like,
we have to address it.
And now, like, we already all know that they're divorced, so like, let's just cut the crap and like, let's talk about it.
So after 12 years of dating, 5 years of marriage, Katie went to Tom in the winter and asked for a divorce.
The way she just said that so casually, I was like, girly, I'm glad you've moved on, but man, she is over it.
I'm sorry. This man should have been dumped within year one of dating.
But I was like, my heart's being ripped out because of just the storyline, the show. Like, I don't want her to be in this marriage, but I'm just like, what is happening?
I was sad, but then I remembered that I am not a Tom Schwartz sympathizer.
I agree.
I'm not an apologist.
And the minute he starts talking in this opening, I'm like, okay, divorce him 700 times.
So his whole world ended. We flashed to a bunch of old shots of them, one of which is Tom dumping a drink on Katie's head.
So good.
Season 2. Okay, and then Katie realized that she was never a priority to him. Duh.
Which is true.
he understands now, and he can't remember specifics of like what she said, but one of the reasons she broke up with him is because he's not a good listener, so he's not going to ask Katie what she said.
You know
which
what?
Immediately,
the most self-awareness we've ever seen from him, though, is that comment.
Sir, watch the show. You'll figure out why she dumped you. We all did.
Yeah, that's true. Watch the last 9 seasons, let alone this season.
Yeah. Actually, season 1, sir, you were great because you were barely on it. Season 2, though, questions. Okay, so Katie and Tom, they're not the only heartbreaks. James and Raquel ended their engagement. We saw the leftovers on the reunion last season. And Lala left Randall, and she also talked about that on the reunion because he was caught creeping out on her.
Which this was a great transition to pull in what's the status of the rest of the cast. I'm obsessed with this show already, and we're like 3 minutes in.
Can I just shout out Tom and Ariana, the two people who didn't want to get married, and everyone thought this was gonna crash and burn, and somehow in their house with no couch, they have made it this far.
It's because they're actually committed to each other and like in a relationship with each other, not just in a relationship to be in a relationship.
Well, Tom's in a relationship with other Tom and his band, so he's
true.
He's got mistresses. Anyway, Katie and Tom are still friends. This is bullshit. I hate when exes of a long time are like, we're still best friends. No,
I don't like the best friend title, but I appreciate trying to keep this group somewhat together because there's a show and I want to watch this show with all of them on it.
I want them to fight. I don't want them to be like, hey, Bubba.
I don't need them to be besties, but I don't need them to be like psycho enemies.
Whatever. There's just one rule. Don't hook up with anyone in the friend group. We already know what's broken.
Okay, I feel like this is a retrospective. Yeah, like this is bullshit. There's no way Katie said that.
I feel like Katie was like, I don't want to know what you do, and you won't have to know what I do, which is kind of like a don't hook up in the friend group. But Tom Schwartz is so fucking dumb. He's like
do it away.
I won't tell you. Yeah. Okay, so we do the new intro, no group photo. We all know I'm upset, but great intro.
Yeah.
3 months later brings us to July 2022. We're at Katie's new apartment because she's not living.
We love the apartment life. I'm so happy we're over houses.
Schwartz, though, is here with the dogs because now they have kids that they have to do 1 week on, 1 week off with.
I noticed that he was like, I'll see you in 6 days and 23 hours. I was like, we do a week on, a week off. This is insane.
The apartment's very Katie. Decorated very Katie.
Very different from their house. Remember, everybody had like the white houses with the black trim.
Yeah, this is just like red funkier. And animal print.
Yeah.
Wild furniture.
We love it.
So then we cut to James's car and he's listening to himself, which is the most James Kennedy thing. I love it.
We love White Kanye.
I love him. He answers the phone and he goes, hi, my love. And the editors cut to Raquel.
I'm
like,
dead.
We're going to fall for it. Come on.
The slights that they keep putting in this episode are beyond. I'm like loving the editing.
I don't. They keep trying to make us think like, will the couples get back together? No, we know.
I think it's just like they're making it like awkward and weird, which is exactly what the friend group is like right now. Later on, we get like a Raquel. I noticed the editors are trying to give us every Raquel and Schwartz moment. Like they're grasping at straws to try and make things a little quirky and awkward around everything.
It's listen, if there's one thing this group is, it's uncomfortable now. It's uncomfortable.
Which this is giving me old Vanderpump vibes. I need everything to be messy.
Okay, but yeah, Raquel's on the phone with Sheena. She's not calling James, obviously. No. Raquel's going to work at SUR because she's the only one that really still works there. And Charlie, who we barely saw, and I'm upset.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so James is also going to be there because it's See You Next Tuesday and he's playing his show or whatever. Raquel tells Sheena that she has met Allie, James's new girlfriend, when she saw James at the iHeartRadio Awards, and she basically just like ran away.
Very Raquel.
Very Raquel. But then she says Allie looks like James's mom, and James has huge mommy issues. And I don't think that James's mom looks like Kathy.
I don't see it either. I just see that they both have like dark hair.
Yeah.
But people often say you like marry your mom, like basically your mom, and like you marry like girls marry their dad.
Yeah.
So like, despite them saying like this is weird, I'm like that actually is very normal.
James's mom has had a lot of work done. She's like unrecognizable, so I don't think she looks like Allie that much.
No, I think Allie
Anyway.
is really pretty, and I don't think that's what people were saying. But
anyway, then we go to James's car. He wishes his girlfriend Allie wasn't working late so she could come to SUR. So then we find out James met Allie 5 to 6 weeks after him and Raquel broke up.
Oof.
But you can't put a date on love.
James, I can't. I like what?
He's also applying foundation in his confessional, which is amazing. But yeah, basically he's like, I didn't do it on purpose. I'm not like the guy that always needs love and like needs ass in his bed. Like that's not me. It just happened. And I'm like,
I was like, that is you, actually. You are the person who needs someone.
If you have to like explain it, like
also, they're living together.
Crazy. We don't find it out yet, but yeah, crazy.
No, he mentions, he was like,
oh, does he?
He mentions it in this when he talks about like, he was like, if you had like an ass that good, wouldn't you want it in bed with you all the time? He said something like that. Yeah. And I was like, geez, sir,
James,
like,
how could you do this
living
to me?
with? I'm just, his last 6 months of his life have been insane.
Wild. He's in love again with someone else.
Okay.
That wasn't his fiance. Okay, so then we go to Schwartz and Sandy's. It's still not ready.
I can't. I can't
not.
With this restaurant. It gives me so much stress and anxiety.
Really quick, someone in our DM said they went to Schwartz and Sandy's and it's a lot of fun.
Okay.
It was such a good time. I don't care though. The fact that it's still not open in this episode, I can't go to it because it's not open yet.
Yeah, that's true. In our timeline, it's not. We still need to do our LA trip, so we can do it once.
I can't do it till it's open on the show. Then I could be like, I've seen it. I know the vibe. Let's go.
I guess we'll go this fall.
I don't know.
Does it open on this show? Yeah.
I don't know. So the Toms are here. Sandoval went thrifting for designs.
Like, what the fuck are we doing? Why are we going thrifting? Like, let's get other shit in order.
Yeah, Lucinda, the designer, is actually like, what the fuck are you doing thrifting items I've already designed?
Yes.
So I guess they've made a lot of progress from last year, but it still doesn't look done. They've invested $1 million.
I cannot.
Schwartz doesn't even have $20 for like a new pair of shoes. This man, how does he have $500,000?
I cannot believe that they've put in $1 million into this restaurant and they are not like more invested in getting it open.
Yeah. To like make back their money.
You are burning through cash at this point.
Yeah. So they have a party in 6 days. I think it's the Daily Mail party.
Yes, which cracks me up because so many times in past seasons, like Tom had the Daily Mail party before it was really ready to open. Like the Daily Mail always has a party with Vanderpump. It's iconic. It's like a white party for like Summer House.
But yeah, Lucinda's fucking pissed. She's basically like, stop fucking around, stop making changes. Yeah. After Friday, there are no changes. And I'm like, you go, Lucinda.
Yeah,
like
put the hammer down.
Fuck it up. So Schwartz and Sandoval, they're gonna stop changing shit, but now they're gonna just have like a convo and not work because they're on the show now. So Schwartz is drowning on top of $1 million he put into this. He has a $6,000 mortgage and a $3,500 rent expense to follow up with because they're trying to sell the house.
That's so stressful. I didn't realize the timeline of them. Obviously, it makes sense, but in my mind, I thought that they didn't get their apartments until they had sold the house because I thought they were living in the house together.
I would think that too.
This is just a lot more money. I have so much stress and anxiety about my own bills. Hearing these dollar amounts makes me ill.
I know. But yeah, so Schwartz is really frustrated with Sandoval because there was a long time that Sandoval was not dialed into the restaurant because he was hyper focused on his band. Tom Sandoval and the most extras that Chris knew went to St. Louis.
They were at Ballpark Village recently.
That's Sandoval's birthplace. He's also wearing a St. Louis shirt right now. So like
his shirt, I know the like exact brand it is. There's like two main like St. Louis brands here that make the St. Louis shirts. He has to be an investor. He wears their stuff all the time.
He loves St. Louis. He almost brought Vanderpump Rosé or Sangria to St. Louis. He loves.
I am shocked to hear that Sandoval was so tuned out of the restaurant
I
for
am
3 months.
Because he's not that tight.
No, and like Schwartz had to basically like beg him and tell him we're almost out of money in order to get him to refocus back on the restaurant.
The fact, if Schwartz told me anything and he was right about my life, I would literally reevaluate everything.
Yes, I was like, how is Schwartz the most adult with this restaurant?
Hate it. Okay, so but they do miss just being idiots together. Like this whole work thing together is not the same.
Oh my god. Get the restaurant open and then you can be idiots together and you can go sing in your band and like do whatever the fuck you want.
They wish that they could have another deep dive like last year when they meant to work, but they took a bunch of drugs and didn't actually work.
That was so bad.
Okay, so now we cut to Sir. DJ James Kennedy is here, setting up. Raquel's also here, but she enters through the back like the rest of the servants. I'm just kidding.
It's good to be back at Sir. I know. I love filming here.
So then immediately I'm like, oh my God, Peter sighting. But I hate this Peter sighting. Beforehand, I was like, yes, so early.
I know. I was like, oh, Peter's back. Here we go. And then, woof.
He goes to Raquel and goes, the other night was a lot of fun. And I literally go, what? What was the other night?
No. I knew that they went on a date, but the way he's talking about this is so fucking weird.
I don't think this was a date. I think like they all went out. And like Peter.
Okay, well, I knew that they went on a date because Raquel did talk about it on Katie's podcast. So
which I think is next week.
Okay, so they were hanging out with a group, we're guessing, and and Raquel never gets nachos, and Peter's really like obsessed with getting her nachos now.
I literally wrote they were getting nachos on a date ? But okay, so Peter, must get Raquel these nachos. This is bad game. This I wouldn't even be like, yeah, let's get nachos. I'd be like, I'm full. I'm lactose intolerant, actually. Like,
I know. I'm kind of shocked at how awkward this is. But this describes what it's like when a boy asks you out, but you like them as a person and you don't want to say no.
Yeah.
And it's so awkward. This is exactly what it's like.
It's so bad. So Peter asked for Raquel. I'm glad he's finally not like, let's get nachos. He's like, do you want to go out?
Yes.
That was less awkward.
Yes.
But then Raquel says, Peter isn't really his type, but Peter's a man and not a man child. Because Peter's like 48. Girl, okay, he should
Peter
be a man.
Has always had his like
shit
together compared to the rest of the cast.
I mean, low bar, but
yes, but he's like a real adult. But I think it's weird because Raquel's still young.
Raquel does not have her shit together.
Also, she says she wants to keep it casual. And do you notice that he's like, oh yeah, but they're not on the same page. I won't wear a
suit. Yeah, is what he responds, and I was like, well, we're going for nachos. I wouldn't think like a suit.
I'm like, she's talking about she doesn't want to be your girlfriend, and you're talking about wardrobe.
Instead of a nice Italian restaurant, we'll just go to a Mexican place down the street. Like, sir, but I can't. Okay, so then we go to Tom Tom. Katie and Ariana sit down, and I'm like, ooh, look at Katie at Tom's restaurant.
Yeah.
Super weird, but whatever.
But I mean, she has to go to these restaurants.
Yeah, I mean, but it is her ex. Yes. Okay, whatever.
But they're best friends, so it's all good.
That horrible. So Lala's gonna come. Ariana and Lala are cool now because remember last season they had that like, oh, I'm really cool.
So good. So I loved the flashback to it. I loved that beef because it's just
that's one of my favorite fights. It's so good. Whatever, but they're cool now. Katie's been a little out of the loop.
Mm-hmm.
But she does say she misses Tom sometimes because she has like boxes and stuff to move, which is such a shit to say about your ex. That is such the shit.
It's such a Katie thing to be like, I miss him because of these little things that honestly even Schwartz probably wouldn't be good at.
He would help if you called him and was like, I have a box to move. He'd be there in 2 seconds.
In my mind, like Schwartz isn't like the guy to like go lift heavy things.
No, not at all. Okay, so they still talk a lot though because Katie's prioritizing the friendship. Mistake Number 2, don't prioritize this friendship. Have the friendship, but don't prioritize it.
The way they're talking about it is basically like, we're not going to be legally married, but we're going to be a married couple who live separately and just don't sleep together.
We're married in like a past life, so like we're still basically married. No,
Schwartz does that kind of like down the road in that conversation with Sandoval. He's like, I don't like the word divorce. Like, I want it just like a separating of.
Yeah, he said something. Like, I have it.
I'm like, why are we talking about this? It's okay to be divorced and friendly.
I'm Ariana. She knows this friendship is not gonna fucking last.
I love that. She's like, yeah, this ain't happening.
The exact quote she says is, if one of my exes even tried calling me Bubba, I would call the cops. And I would do. Horrible. Because he does. He still calls her Bubs.
Yeah, that's weird. It's not like it just accidentally slipped out because that you're so used to it. It is intentional.
Awful. Okay, so Lala shows up and I literally go, is she in pajamas? And yes. She is. She admits to being in pajamas. But Ariana's excited for a night out because Sandoval's been working on the bar and like he has that band. She hasn't hung out with him in a long time. She misses him.
Oh, so then we haven't really seen that where they're like separated.
But then Lisa's here, and then we get a real sighting I'm excited about. Max
is a
favorite child.
He's a manager at Tom Tom.
The second favorite child. So now we can say Pandora's still got a whole like Vanderpump, Rose, and Sangria line. But Max is a manager at Tom Tom. So like
he might take over this side of the business, and like Pandora can keep all the CPG stuff.
He will never be the favorite, but he's really trying. And I support.
He is getting that nepotism perks now. Like, he deserves that.
Max is my favorite.
He used to be a bus boy. Like, started from the bottom, now we here.
At fucking Sir. Now look at him. He's wearing a blue shirt. Okay, so he's experiencing all the pressures of being a manager and having your mom tell you what to do. It's a lot. It's okay. So Lisa finds the girls and she's like, look at you at your ex's restaurant. Huh, Katie?
Lisa would.
Lala responds with, it's more your restaurant than his. So we're like, ooh. Okay. So Lisa's like, Lala, wow, look at your skin. You're glowing. And Lala says, a lot of cum to the face. And I almost threw up. Like, right. I was like, oh, what a weird
my God. Response. We have like 23-year-old Lala back again.
Well, then she says she's not getting any. So she's going to talk about it. And I was like, but why would you go with that? Like,
I don't know.
Why not be like, I don't literally anything else.
She's weirdly vulgar. It's
like I've been eating cookies. Haha. Like that's funny. This was like I watched this at 5 a.m. I almost literally died. I was like, no.
Some of her stuff like doesn't track anymore now that she's not 21 and just sleeping around.
I mean,
like she still jokes about it and then takes it back in a weirder way. I hate whenever
you be you.
Yes.
But don't then say like I'm not getting any.
Like I don't care. You don't need to like tell me that.
If you were actually doing that, I'd be like, shit, maybe that works. But if you're not doing it, you don't have to say that. Just be like, I've been sitting at home eating a lot of candy by myself. I'd be like, my new skincare routine. I don't know. Okay, so Ariana and Katie are going to go meet Lisa at Sir to see James. And Lisa's like, cool, bye. Mm-hmm. But Lala won't go to Sir because she doesn't want to be around Schwartz because she doesn't need people like that around her because Schwartz is still talking to Randall because they play pickleball together.
This shocked me. I didn't know this.
Yeah, there's a lot. Okay, well, as we get into the good shit, there's a dog losing its mind outside my door, but everyone bear with me. Okay, so we find out, I didn't know all this, but I did some research today.
Okay.
So Lala, back when, found out that Randall was stepping out on her. Mm-hmm. She's going to divorce Randall. She's going to have to go through a custody agreement.
Really quick, I didn't know that they got married. Am I crazy?
I don't think it was on the show.
Okay, I just personally
never knew
that they got married.
Yeah, because I don't know actually.
I'm just saying, I've seen that a lot lately about her getting a divorce from Randall, and I was like, what? How did I miss the marriage? But just
I actually also missed it. I think I'm just like, sure, and I move on. Okay, so she got all of her friends together on Sheena's rooftop. Mm-hmm. Important. And she said anyone in the inner circle cannot communicate or see Randall because of this custody agreement that they're about to go through. Fair.
Well, I think
Okay.
she said, like, I'm going to go to court for custody. Like, this is about to be a battle. Like, I need you on my
To
side.
not talk to him.
Yes.
We watch Teen Mom, so we know about custody agreements.
It's
You can't let the other person know anything happening
yes.
with
I don't think Schwartz understands what she was asking for
I don't
and
think so
why.
either.
Like,
Yes.
this wasn't just a we broke up boyfriend and girlfriend pick sides.
Even though there's more to it that Lala was not divulging at the time because it's a legal issue.
Mm-hmm.
A custody battle is big, okay? Especially if you
Yeah.
hate that person and you don't think they're good for your kid.
And he probably, in quote unquote, at the time, she thought probably he has like more money. Like,
More
she is like
lawyers.
tightening the
Yeah.
ship, like like putting everything in, trying to go to battle in a smart logistical way.
And he's evil. If we remember when he was like locking her in her room and she was scared to leave and she was scared for her kid.
He
So this
gives
is serious.
me, which like I don't know how many people watch OC, but like Megan King Edmonds and Jim Edmonds' divorce is and like post divorce is so fucking chaotic, but it gives me those vibes.
Yeah, Randall's not a good guy. So
no.
Lala then finds out that Randall and Schwartz played pickleball. And so she sent Schwartz a text, which of course I paused so I could verbatim tell you. Okay. Lala says, "You're cut, dude. Spent time with Rand. Very hurt and very disappointed." And Schwartz responds, "La, you know it's nothing personal. Some pickleball and shooting shit. What happened between you guys is between you and him." Lala says, "Oh, it's personal. Trust me. But you can't even get your own wife's. I'm sorry. You can't even get on your own wife's team. How could I expect you to be on mine? I'm good on you. I don't associate with weakness."
Such
ate him up.
Good
Ate
response.
She
gave it to him. But he's so dumb. He couldn't read through that like and actually like get the insult.
No. So then Katie, at this point, sticks up for Schwartz a little bit, like, "Oh, I don't think he saw it that way. Get out." Lala immediately is like, "This man is
This
trash,
is why
baby."
their friendship annoys me, because Katie is prioritizing Schwartz and backing him up more than like trying to get Schwartz to apologize to Lala.
Even on the side, Katie's like, "Oh, I know that Schwartz doesn't take responsibility for anything. So don't say anything. Shut the fuck up."
Or tell her, like, I don't think he'll ever see this. Like, I don't think he understands it, and I don't think he ever will.
So then the LA Times article, which I didn't realize the LA Times did a whole fucking thing on him. But
I read parts of it when it came out, because the LA Times is doing overtime for the like Bravo sphere reality TV craziness right now. Shout out to all these reporters that work there.
So good. Do you need people to be hired? Because hello.
I mean, between this and the Girardi stuff, they just, I don't know what else they're putting in that newspaper, but it's all Bravo.
So Lala heard rumblings about it, and they reached out to Lala, and it's titled "The Man Who Played Hollywood: Inside Randall Emmett's Crumbling Empire," which I assume includes Mark Wahlberg.
There's a lot. It is wild, the things. I read some other stuff. I don't think I read the article, but I saw a lot of the Bravo accounts posting about it, and so I got those clips of it. It's insane. Yeah, so Lala was shocked because it accuses him of running a casting couch, using assistants to run drugs, and then he has $25 million in lawsuits. Yeah. So basically, when I looked, because I was like, "What's a casting couch?" It's basically him. Oh my God, my phone just went off. Sorry. Hang on, my sister. I can't talk. Holy shit, that scared me. Okay. A casting couch. I know. I'm like talking about a horrible thing that's about to happen. Basically, he was promising roles in his movies for sex. Yes. So like I also saw a lot of tweets like, "This is horrible, blah, blah, blah." But then Lala, I think, was a victim of this, right? Maybe? I don't know for fact. Like, I don't know what their arrangement was when they met. Like, it's hard because the first season, like, Randall was ever talked about, you know, her man. Not a lot like of details were really shared. She always kept it under wraps. So I've never really understood their timeline between his like ex-wife any movies she did, and then like where their relationship started. I'm a little personally fuzzy on it all.
I mean, I don't know. Okay, so it doesn't matter. But then, you know what Lala says? This confirms everything 50 Cent Fofty
Oh
said.
man.
Fofty's redemption tour.
Seriously.
And then it says like Randall is basically Harvey Weinstein with less money and power, which is scary because Harvey Weinstein is a goddamn fucking nightmare of a man.
Yes. It's from my opinion, just like the impression of it, it seems like Randall didn't have as much power to like exert like a lot of forced sex acts for things like it's not like he could cancel someone's career. That's what the impression I'm getting. But that doesn't mean he didn't use his power in a terrible way.
Yeah. He obviously wasn't.
This is gross.
Listen, his movie with Lala got like negative stars.
Yeah.
So, and that was his like girlfriend at the time. So I don't think he was really putting out any A-list actresses, but you still
doesn't make
can't
anything
do that.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's horrible. Okay, so Lala and Schwartz, they're beefing. Schwartz, I don't think knows because he thinks he's Switzerland.
Schwartz has no clue what's going on at all. I've just determined that he doesn't want to know. He's being his little bitch self. I hate him so much.
Yeah, so they need to have a talk. But yeah, the point is she's gonna remember who is by her side. And Lala fucking, although I gotta say, Lala's a little shifty sometimes. Yeah. Not so much with remembering who's by her side, but she seems to forget people who were by her side at important times and fucking ditch them.
But I will say, like, this is a big moment. Like, this is this is a draw the line in the sand moment that I think she will like remember who was so against her.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're at Sir. This is where we see my girl Charlie for the one and only time.
Love her.
Okay, so yeah, basically there's a gaggling girls group dancing around James. I don't think I could do this. Like I want to, but I don't think this is me. But it was happening. So Raquel and Charlie sneak a shot.
Love.
They go
love a drunk server.
Girl squad, single. And I was like, is Charlie single? So I creeped. I know she's not. She's not.
What?
I looked her up.
This gave me excitement because I was like, we got another single girl on the loose.
She just posted with her boyfriend in her story.
And it's the same guy from season 9?
I think so.
Okay.
There's a dude. They're posting with each other. She's not single. Okay, so Lisa is at Sir. She says hi to James. James's girlfriend again is not here. She works at Soho House. So different kind of, or she's an assistant, but he doesn't really know. Which
Lisa like grills him for this. I don't find it that weird that he doesn't really know what she does, what her official title is.
Do.
Exactly. I don't know what most people do. I can give like a general consensus, but like a umbrella term for most people I know, but I don't know what you do every day.
I don't know what my friends do. Okay, so James and Allie are living together. This is where I figured it out, but I guess I was late. But Lisa thinks he's fucking crazy because he almost married Raquel. And then she's like, are you drinking? And he's like, listen, Lisa. And I'm like, no.
The way he answers that by not saying Lisa. Yes or no.
He says he learned a lot in 2 years of sobriety. He does drink. And like after Raquel left, all he did, like, not to say he gave up drinking for Raquel, but she did set that ultimatum and he was like, I gotta change. I think it did make him feel better, but I don't think he wanted to do that.
Yeah. I think he did it for her, and I think that was a good thing to do, but he never did it for himself either.
Yeah, so he's looking at it like, I did all this and it still wasn't good enough, so like I'm okay to drink. And I was like, well, math is off. The math's not mathin', but okay.
The only thing that gives me hope is he says he isn't really going to drink. He's not drinking tonight and he's not really going to drink at work. And I'm like, please stand on that pedestal. Please be sober at work.
We're too old to drink at work, sir. Come on. Okay, so
I thought you were going to say us. And I was like, we don't drink at work.
Yeah, because I'm too old to do that shit.
When did you ever drink at work?
Never, because I've always been too old and mature to do that shit. Okay, so let's get the party going. James is bumping. See you next Tuesday. Ariana, Katie, Sheena, and the Tom show up. Sheena with the walk up. We love.
She's looking fire.
She looks so good. The Toms are matching, of course. So Ariana's telling the girls like she made Sandoval have a mustache, because it's Top Gun summer.
I love Ariana so much.
I love her so much. Okay, so Schwartz sits down next to Katie, says, "Hi, bub." Makes me want to die immediately. Raquel comes over to say hi. She takes their orders. Sandoval comes in with vodka sodas, doesn't even have to ask. He knows, let's get the group some drinks because he is that guy. Number one guy in the group.
Hell yeah.
Schwartz says he's gonna get a tattoo. He's gonna get a Florida tattoo, which makes me hate him even more.
I'm like, dude, what? I know you're
Wait.
from there, but why?
This is what okay, so I've met a dude in New York who grew up in both Florida and Jersey.
Mhm.
And on the tops of each foot.
Oh my gosh, they're gonna say butt cheek, but either way, this is not good still.
He has the outline of like Florida on his right foot and the outline of the state of New Jersey on his left. And that's what I'm picturing Schwartz about to get.
I just don't understand so many people's tattoos.
Florida. Okay, so but he's not going to cover up Bubba because that was a happy time in his life. And I was like, but that's done.
I don't know why, but I love that he's not getting it covered up because I want him to live with it for the rest of his life. And for
you want him to die with Bubba.
I want him to like not have the awareness that other people think that's weird.
Yeah.
I want it to like ruin his like relationships with people in the future.
I want him to get married again.
Mm-hmm.
And have Bubba on his ass and like with the different woman.
Finally, quote unquote, pick Katie's side and never get this tattoo removed. Weirdly be on want to be Team Katie for the rest of his life because he never was Team Katie in his marriage.
So weird. Okay, so Schwartz asks about like how Tom was. And Ariana mentions that Lala didn't want to come here. And Schwartz is like, why? Because of me? Literally, yes, because of you.
Come on.
Schwartz finally takes a side in his life and he refuses to apologize because he didn't do anything wrong. He just played pickleball.
This truly tells me he actually has no clue what's going on. And not that that's an excuse, but I just can you can tell he actually has no idea.
So Katie's like, what about this LA Times article? And Schwartz is like, we can all say hindsight is 20/20, but like none of that shit. And so Sandoval, of course, tries to stick up for Schwartz a little, saying like Schwartz didn't think about it that way, which is like the main problem of Schwartz.
Yes. Just because you aren't aware of all the problems he's causing me doesn't mean you get a pass for not being a good friend to me.
He just like wanted pickleball. But then Sheena makes a good point. My girl Sheena coming in with words of wisdom. There are so many things like that you could do to play pickleball without Randall. Like you don't need him.
It is very popular of a sport now. It's very easy.
Brock would go play pickleball with you.
Hell yeah.
I bet Katie would even fucking do it.
You could go to your local YMCA and I bet there's some 7-year-olds who will play with you.
Your local YMCA. Okay.
I'll mail you a fucking net and you can go just play it on the street for all I care.
Go to St. Louis. Meredith will fucking play with you.
You know what? My dad does have a pickleball net and all the stuff. So he could come over and play.
Chris. Okay, so Raquel closes out the group. They all have Amexes. She feels really left out.
I don't know why, but I love this. I love that there's like a not working at SUR and have Amexes. People are at SUR can't have an Amex, weirdly.
Raquel, welcome to being fucking poor.
Also, it's not hard to get an Amex card. You just open one.
Have you seen that guy on Instagram that watches like rich people's TikToks and goes, oh, why don't you have an Amex? Because you're poor.
You're poor. Yeah, he's like wrapped in a blanket. Oh, because you're poor.
Because you're poor. That's what I thought of. Like,
that's Raquel.
Because you're poor, Raquel.
She's like grabbing 4 Amexes, like, oh wow.
Because you're poor. Okay, Peter says hi to James really quick. They do like a high five. Peter's always been a fucking real one. And then he's like, hey, I just want to fucking let you know, James, that I asked Raquel out and we're going to go out and get some goddamn nachos.
No, this isn't like an ask for permission, bro code. One, you're the manager of this place. You don't need to ask the DJ if it's cool to go out with his ex-fiance.
Are you friends with James? No? Okay.
No, they're not.
You have to do this.
And this is a first date. This isn't like a, hey, I'm really into Raquel. I really want to date her.
She's into me. Yeah. This is Raquel didn't get nachos when we got drunk yesterday.
Raquel didn't know how to say no to going out with me, so now we're going to hunt down some nachos.
Yeah, this is when James is like, dude, you're a real one, no worries. But then James is like a little upset because he starts dogging on Peter. And then
the old James comes out.
He fat shames him, which isn't funny. We don't support fat shaming, but man, was it a wild ride to see James fat shame again?
It is. James just like all these insults tumble out of his mouth. It's like he doesn't know what he's saying.
It was something like
so funny.
It was something like, oh, I can picture Peter now with his big belly, and I was like, what? Peter's like 1,000 years old. Of course he has a little pouch going. It's not even big. Like, I was like, sir, I never want to meet James because he will fat shame us.
He would be so mean to me.
He would be like, you're kind of ugly. And I'd be like, yeah.
You know what though? When you got that the cameo, he was so nice though.
He was
but it's not
so
like
nice.
He
didn't see us. I'm crying. Oh, that's funny. But it's funny. I hate that it's kind of funny. I hate it.
It's just the mannerisms too, because when James, it's some of it is voiceover, like from his interview, but he's like walking in the back and like all these insults are coming out from his like interview. And I'm like,
so weird. I can't.
Incredible.
I think it's because I know he's a mess. So if he wants to try and bring people down who are like way better off than him, it doesn't make me mad because at the end of the day, James isn't winning. I'm sorry.
No, I know he's doing it to make himself feel better. And that's what I find funny is I'm like, he is just ripping out the dumbest insults ever.
It's so funny.
And I'm like, you're so insecure, James. And I love it all.
I almost cried. Okay, so great. James then goes to the bathroom. This is the worst scene, but man, did I laugh.
This is like real life, though. This is a real life moment.
He like tries to get in the bathroom. Ooh, someone's in there. Out walks Raquel, and they do an awkward like, whoop. And so they say, hey, Raquel's tipsy.
She is drunk. She did not just have that one sneak shot.
She asks if James is drinking again, like in general, not right now, because he's pretty sober at how awkward he is. He's pretty sober.
Yes.
But he's like, yeah, I'm drinking again. I like my wines. I hope to go to France soon. Wine. And she's like, oh, Raquel's like, with your girlfriend? And I'm like, Raquel, of course with his girlfriend.
They like make this the most uncomfortable thing. Like James is providing details about going to France and drinking wine, which it's like, why are you talking about this? And Raquel's like asking about the girlfriend. I'm like, stop.
Because then James goes on. James is bitter still because he's like, I learned a lot from not drinking, but next time if I quit, it'll be for me and not someone else. And Raquel's like, ah.
Got her there.
Then
damn.
Raquel. I gotta talk. I'm talking to Raquel right now. Raquel, girl, you then go on to say, I just really wanted to check in on you. This is not the friendship. This is not the Bubbas. You do not need to check in on this man. You two should not be friends.
Here's the thing, the difference about the Bubbas. They are both delusional in wanting a friendship, but at least they're like in it together. Raquel, James does not want to be your friend. No. Stop trying to be friends.
Girl, it is not. You need to pack up and run states.
You can be like polite and in the same friend group because you're obviously filming this show, but like do not check in on him about his drinking.
Listen, I get that they had to talk for this like interaction, but you know what I would have loved if Raquel did? It was like an awkward, like, ooh, hey. And then she just goes, okay, bye. And as she's walking away, her eyes just widen and she like stumbles off.
Even
that girl.
Like when he kind of disses you for like semi-forcing him to be sober, you could have been like, wow, I didn't realize like being a mature adult was such a bad thing. Like give it back to him.
Did you hear I'm going on a date with a man and not a man-child?
Did you hear about my date with Peter?
Anything, except it's Raquel. So she has to go, I just wanted to check in on you.
She can't think on her feet. I always have to remember she's like nervous.
But then James, who like serves, calls Raquel Allie by accident.
Incredible.
And Raquel, of course, can't just like let it go. She's like, you just called me your girlfriend's name. And I was like, no, don't. run.
Sober
So
Raquel
then,
couldn't even like serve up this conversation well. So
no.
drunk Raquel is not giving us much.
So James is like, you don't have to check in on me. And Raquel's like, I just like want to wish you the best and your girlfriend. And he's like, James is like, I'm fine. Like, I got Allie. She's the love of my life. And Raquel's like, well, that used to be me. And I'm like, just run, just get out.
Okay,
just
that is
stop.
one thing she semi did okay, is she was like, you used to call me that. And I liked her pointing out that, like, sir, like, nobody believes that this is the love of your life. Like, you now have had 2 loves of your life in what, 6 months? Okay.
Raquel is not okay.
Especially since if James had been the one to break up the engagement, I could believe this quote unquote love of my life a little bit more. But like, he didn't want the engagement to end.
I know. Listen, I don't think James has a love of his life either. No offense. Like, I don't believe it yet either. But also, just don't just shut up.
She just needs to shut up and walk away. This is going on too long.
Because she's not okay. You could just tell she's falling up. You don't want to fall apart in front of your ex. Get out.
No. So, it's like she doesn't want to be with him, but she doesn't want to let go either.
Yes. So then in her confessional, she's like, James was my best friend and he found my replacement in 3 weeks. And it's like, I get it. But you did like, listen, it's always how it happens. If you break up, if you're the one to break up with the other person, they're probably going to meet someone before you.
Yes.
Like, because they're not
devastated and emotionally destroyed.
They're not looking, they're looking for comfort, and they find that. You are trying to be a strong, independent, fun, whatever.
Yes.
Like,
you hyped yourself up to get out of the relationship, so you were hyped up to not be in a relationship, whereas the other person wants to be in something. What I find weird is like Tom and Katie seem like more past their 12-year relationship than Raquel and James is.
That's because they're still dependent on each other.
It's so odd.
They still have this weird friendship.
Yeah, but like, and that's why I give them more credit for having that. Like, I think that is more acceptable after a 12-year relationship and like 10 years on a show than Raquel and Raquel thinking she's gonna be friends with James, like best friends with James.
But then the problem is, because you've been dating for 12 years, you then are like, we're gonna be friends, to establish this trust, trust that you still think like I'm most important and he's most important, and like, and then one of you is gonna, the one that's broken up with is gonna find comfort in the wrong place, and then you're gonna be hurt. And I bet Katie's hurt, Raquel's the most hurt. It's all awful. Don't, just get out anyway. So
I think Raquel needs to move on.
For sure, because then James is like, yeah, I've like never felt so connected to one person in my life, like Allie. And Raquel is so offended. And James is like, okay, I'm going to go to the bathroom now. And I'm like, we should have went to the bathroom 7 hours ago. This was awful. It's unrealistic to stay friends with your ex if you have like bad blood.
Yes, especially when like James is dating someone and Raquel's not. Like, this dynamic is uncomfortable.
It's not it. Okay, so let's go to Shape House.
I'm sorry. I mean, technically Raquel's dating Peter, but like, what is that?
They're just getting nachos. It's casual. They're not even wearing suits.
And let's talk about why.
Okay, so Shape House. Sheena and Raquel are gonna do this sweat workout, and I've always wanted to do this, but I'm poor. I can't do it because you're poor.
Little LA workout things that are not workouts crack me up. Remember last season's like singing or like with Lala,
they were like getting vibrations.
They were like getting shocked or something.
Yes, that was awesome. Okay, so then we cut to Lala. She has a new office. Katie's here to build furniture because Katie's an independent woman.
I love this, actually.
I love this.
Like, don't hire people to just screw in some screws.
And then I gotta say it. James shows up, and I'm like, this is my favorite 3-way friendship.
I was hyped about this.
I want nothing more than Katie and James to be besties. Like, that's all I want.
At the end of this episode, when we get this season on, we got a little moment of them. So like, I have hope for some fun and quirky moments this season.
I don't want them to hook up, and I don't think they will. No, but I want them to.
I want them to go out snicker together in the corner at group events. First off,
I want them to get lunch. Like, I want them to brunch a little.
Like, remember last season when at the pickleball event, and like Katie was like defending James. I'm pretty sure James was defending Katie. I don't know. I want this alliance.
Like, what if they went shopping together? They had like a fun day. Like, weirdly, I want it.
I want them to go to like a tequila tasting together.
Same, but they have to like rate the tequila together. Like,
and then
it's
just start
weird.
shit talking everyone.
I want them in the most awkward position together because I think they thrive. Anyway, so James can't build anything, so he's not going to help. And Katie's like, fine, because she doesn't
I love
expect
this.
anything.
This is who I want to be. I want to show up somewhere where we're building
Same.
furniture and to say, I don't have my glasses.
I don't know what to do. Okay, so Lala thinks James looks really good right now and might have to break up him and his girlfriend. Just kidding, because I wish. I like wish.
I
Whatever.
like that they've like funny banter like this
I
still.
know.
And I hope Allie never gets like jealous of that.
I agree. I also love how Lala's like, James, look at my new tits and ears. And James is like, they look great. I didn't get new ears, but thank you. Okay, so Katie built a whole chair. It's amazing. And then James invites them both to his DJ set at Hotel Ziggy, or the Ziggy Hotel, whatever. Everyone's invited, even Peter and Raquel, which shows you how much James is over this. He's like, bring your date. Bring him.
I love like group events where like the entire cast kind of has to show up somewhere. And James is like, yep, even those two are coming, which you know that they were given beats to hit. And here is why we are talking about Peter and Raquel.
Because Peter's dating Raquel. We're all gonna laugh about it. And Katie's like, oh my God, it was so weird to see Peter grab Raquel's face and kiss her.
Which
and
I was immediately, like, what?
I was like, is this consensual?
I was like, I'm pissed. Like, how are there not camera crews that stay all night? Where was this? Give me a flashback. Like, I don't need to see it in the earlier segment about that night, but give me a flashback right now of Peter apparently grabbing Raquel's face. I would love to see that. I would love to hate to see that.
Yeah. I want proof.
Same.
Like, I want pictures. I believe it didn't happen. I believe it happened, but I want
like, not worth it.
It hasn't. See, I think that kiss would have turned us off from this relationship. Not that we aren't already, but like without it, we have to continue this relationship in our minds to be like, maybe. Okay, so we also talk about Allie. She's really good. She moved in with James. And Lala's like, hey, this is the same goo goo gaga shit you did with Raquel. So like, maybe it's real. I don't know. Was she saying it's real then?
Well, she was just, she said something about like, oh, are we just having fun here again?
Oh, yes, because James admits he was having fun while dating Raquel at first. And we're like, did you admit it? And he's like, I didn't say that, because let's talk about his fun. Lala says that her and James hooked up in the early stages of their relationships in Chicago.
Which I'm not surprised to hear this.
Me neither. I wish we just could have seen it. I wanted it.
I know.
They're teasing me.
I like the retroactive admission though. Like, this wasn't really a theme of previous seasons.
No.
And on Watch What Happens Live, the Tom said that like there were like talks about this happening back then. It just never became like a big thing, but like everybody like kind of assumed.
Can we agree though, James totally cheated on Raquel all the time?
Oh, absolutely. There's no way in my opinion, there's no way. And this just gives like proof.
Yeah. Okay, so then we go back to Shape House with Sheena and Raquel. They're sitting in their little like thing, and Sheena's like, hey Raquel, did you go home with Peter last night? And Raquel's like, yeah, Peter slept on the couch. Ew, then why go home with him? I don't know.
No, he went home with her.
Oh, worse. Yes. I thought it was the other way.
Peter went home to her place.
Oh.
And then Sheena mentions like the kiss too.
But I agree. Remember.
I agree though. Especially after you kiss him at the bar, why is he coming home with you and then he's gonna spend the night on your couch?
Which makes me wonder. To say no.
That's what I was wondering. If he was like, oh, let's go back to your place, and she was just said like, okay, and then once they're on their way home, realized, wait, no, I don't want this.
Horrible. Okay, so Raquel says she isn't trying to date Peter. She's trying to bug James, which now it's like, are you using Peter?
I'm like, this is feeling like this storyline was set up.
Whatever this is, I don't want it.
I don't either.
Okay, but yeah, Raquel's gonna go to James's thing tonight. Allie's gonna be there, but Raquel doesn't care. She just hopes Allie doesn't suffer from low self-esteem like she did.
I'm not liking Raquel right now. I'm like, girly, you're dating around in a weird way. Like, I'm all for you like dating the masses, but like this Peter thing is weird. Like, you're a hot chick. Go out and find a guy you're actually interested in. And then to like dog on James's girlfriend for like issues you had in your own relationship with James. Like, Raquel is trying to like push her issues from her relationship onto Allie, and I don't like that.
I don't either. So Raquel gave up her needs, she feels like, in the relationship to make sure James were always met, which I kind of agree. I don't think Raquel took care of herself.
Yeah.
She didn't cure him because he still has a temper, which that's where I was like, girl, you're not going to change him.
100%. But
you
also like just because you never took care of yourself in your relationship with James doesn't mean Allie's going to do the same.
Yeah, so she's like, Allie's in for a rude awakening, which I was like, I don't know though.
You don't know this couple at all. You've met her once at an iHeartRadio event and ran away. So I don't like this Raquel like commenting on their relationship also, like she knows it.
We changed from experiences.
Yeah.
And now James has been dumped by first love of his life, right? Yes. Whatever. That could make him look in the mirror and be like, my temper must no longer be an issue. So maybe he has changed because of that. And we keep like evolving as people. Like he's a different person dating Allie than he was dating you.
And like things that she put up with, maybe Allie doesn't. And so like in their first like moment of him having a temper tantrum, maybe she was like, cut the shit. I'm not dealing with this.
Yeah. Meeting Allie, I don't think she did that.
I doubt it too.
James was more of like, he evolved a little bit. And Allie's not Raquel. So I think there's like a weird mix. Okay, so then we go to the Belmont. The Toms are here. It's their old stomping grounds. They're here on a business lunch so they can write it off. And I thought, with what money?
I think it's so funny how people are always like, oh, this is work. We can write it off. And I think to Schitt's Creek where there's
he's like it's a write-off.
Yes.
And someone's like, but who is like,
what are you writing it off of?
Yeah, Dan or Eugene Levy is like, with what?
Yes.
I don't know. It's a write-off.
Like people generically just assume a write-off means like, I don't have to pay for this. And that's not how it works. Yeah. It's not like you can just give a coupon. That's just, this is a write-off.
Okay, so Sandoval says like, it's interesting watching you, Schwartz, or like he's talking to Schwartz, you and Katie bicker like you're still married. And this is where Schwartz is like, I'm creating like a like we're not divorced. That's so melodramatic, whatever. So anyway, he says that the group is trying to create a narrative where Schwartz betrayed Lala. And Sandoval supports Schwartz fully and is like, Lala should have known better than that like Randall's a scumbag. Like
I hated this conversation so much because they're dismissing anything she's going through just because like she did something when she was young and dumb, you know? Like that excuses Randall completely because like Lala for her own self part of it decided to be a part of that.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I really hate this whole conversation because then
she's blamed and I don't like that at all.
I don't like that either because we all knew Lala was a scumbag, but when you love someone, you don't see things the same way.
Do you mean Randall was a scumbag?
Sorry, what did I say?
Lala was a scumbag.
Lala was married to a scumbag.
All right, she kind of is a little bit, but not like that.
I mean, yes. Okay, Randall's a scumbag. Lala was, I think, just so in love. She wanted to believe, like, that's fair. We all had hesitations about Randall, but even I let my guard down a little bit with him.
Oh, absolutely. But, and also, like, when they were dating in the whole, like, my man season, what she, like, consented to and agreed to in that present moment is probably an ounce of what actually was happening. And so her, like, saying yes and doing whatever she wanted to do back then doesn't negate all the shitty other things that he did. And I feel like that's what they're trying to say is like, well, you agreed to like blow him for a Range Rover. So like, why do you have a problem with what else he did? And it's like, well, she probably thought she was in a monogamous relationship doing that. Mm-hmm.
And it was a joke. It wasn't like, I'm only blowing him for a Range Rover. It was like, I'm blowing him because he's my boyfriend. And then he bought me a Range Rover because he's rich.
Yes. Like get yours, girl. But like, don't shame her for that.
Yeah. So Schwartz is going to sit down with Lala only because he wants to keep a friendship with Katie, which is literally a huge mistake.
So terrible. It is so insane to see him prioritizing his friendship with Katie post-marriage.
Over anyone else.
Yes.
What?
It's weird how like he just wants to defend his position so hard rather than have empathy for what Lala is going through and what she needs from him as a friend.
Yeah, I literally want to fight him. Okay, great. Okay, so then we're all gonna get ready for Hotel Ziggy.
Oh, I love.
Okay, so we're getting ready for Hotel Ziggy. Let's go.
I love that everyone is getting ready in each other's places. This gives me like the college vibes. And
someone mentioned and was like, I love that they don't have glam.
Yes, it was one of your tweets. They were like, this season is giving like housewife-esque like drama and fights and problems, but on like a budget. Like I love that they can get glam, like they can probably afford glam for the really big moments in their life, but I want them to stay humble and like stay like normal people.
Yes. Okay, so James is there setting up. Lala and Katie are walking up. The last time Lala was here, it was before her and Randall, and she made Faith. Remember Faith? Yes. Everyone remember when Jack spoke to Faith? Never forget. Faith and her dude had to wait for Lala to fuck some dude in a car.
I miss like messy Lala, like this level of messy, young, dumb
I wonder who this guy was. Was it Jax? Everyone remember when Jax fucked Faith?
No, she never slept with Jax.
That's my favorite rap. It's by the white Kanye. Have you heard of him? Okay, so Kanye West. Okay, so Katie and James, they hug. This is where I have hard eyes bulging out of me.
This friendship is ready for its time. They got closer and I feel like buried the hatchet really and sparked a friendship last season. This is where the inferno happens.
I truly cannot wait for James and Tom and Raquel to hook up, because that's just gonna bring James and Katie closer.
It's gonna trauma bond them.
Okay, so we love trauma bonding. No, we don't. Anyway, so Katie and Lala, they sit down with Allie. Mm-hmm. This is where I'm like, Allie, I don't know about you yet.
This is weird.
Seems like a ditz. I'm sorry. She just seems like no one's home.
Well, like, because Lala and Katie go get a drink. You know, Lala gets her soda. Katie gets a tequila. And Allie's like, I'm gonna wait a minute. And I'm like,
I'm not drinking right now.
I'm like, what? Girly.
Why though?
Just don't comment then.
This is where Lala though notices that James loves a thin-lipped bitch.
Lala's random takes are hilarious because then we get photos too.
She admits she was even a thin-lipped bitch when they started hooking up.
Yes.
Which was, oh my God, my nightmare. Remember the airplane that they were like making out on? And I was like,
God, on the way to Hawaii. And then that was the season that Lala got topless and everybody freaked the F out. We just did that season.
We just did it.
Go listen to it on our Patreon. Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about moving in with James, and Allie's like, it just kind of happened, you know?
No, I don't know. That doesn't just kind of happen. Like, from someone who's about to move somewhere, it doesn't just happen. It takes a lot of effort.
I'm literally laughing so hard I'm choking. Okay, so Lala's like, what about James being engaged like a month before he met you? How do you feel?
Is that a red flag?
Allie's like, yeah, no worries. And then Raquel walks in and she's like, speaking of, you know what though? Allie hit that beat. Speaking of, Raquel walks in with Peter.
So weird.
With Peter.
Now I'm like feeling bad for Peter. Like she's using Peter to make James jealous. And I'm like, this isn't the move.
It's Peter and Ariana that Raquel walks in with, because the Toms have to show up together.
Good God.
My poor girl, Ariana. She's really sharing her boyfriend.
You know what? Good for Tom Sandoval. He's the one who like gets Schwartz to do everything for him and like be on his side.
That's true.
So you know what? He's really winning.
Allie has briefly met Raquel. Never forget the iHeartRadio party. James immediately, as soon as he sees Raquel come in, goes straight to Allie's side to kiss her. And then we get an edit of like Raquel side-eyeing the couple, but they back it up. They like boomerang it.
Yes, it's like kind of slow-mo too, of like Raquel turning and kind of giving a look of slight disgust.
That was so funny.
And I'm gonna stand up for Raquel in this moment, because that was a deserved look, like being like, that was so weird.
Funny, because he really did. He's like, there's Raquel, I must go kiss my girlfriend.
I must prove like in front of Raquel that I love this woman more than I ever loved her.
Okay, so where are we? Great. So then Sheena walks up.
She
Great.
looked
Sheena
fire.
is hot. And then the Toms are here. Schwartz is in a fucking trucker hat, which just
okay.
horrible.
Weirdly, I actually digged him in this hat and his little scruff. He looked like a different person, but he also looked like an older guy who didn't fit with the crowd.
He looked like Ashton Kutcher on what was the prank show?
Yeah.
Punked.
You're so right. He
He's
didn't fit with this group, but I weirdly liked the hat and the scruff.
He was like the awkward, like older brother someone had to bring that lives in the middle of Florida. It's just like not it. Okay, so he awkwardly says hi to Lala. He's like, hey. Okay, so James gets the party started. He's DJing, he's doing his fucking thing. And then Peter and Schwartz talk. Schwartz has absolutely no desire to be with another person. Great. Love that. We love that you're best friends with your ex then. That's great.
This is even worse when he kisses Raquel. Like, I am so confused how this happens.
Do you want something even worse? It's when Peter says he has a lot of chemistry flowing with Raquel.
Peter, read the room.
Poor Peter. Honestly, he came across really creepy, but also like, poor Peter. Come on, dude. Just read this room.
He comes off creepy because I've started to notice that like an edit can make you look creepy, horrible, like your actions are still there. But I think it's just Peter doesn't have game. I don't think
he have to do to me is be like, ahoy, matey, and I'd be like, pirate. Like he does not have to do a
Here's
lot.
the thing though, but like he's going for Raquel and that's the wrong move. Raquel is not your target.
That's it.
Like should not be your target.
No, she's half your age.
Sir. In my mind, she's like 19 years old and he's 40.
I think she's 24.
I think she is like 24, but I'm just saying in my mind she's 19.
But I really think he's like 45.
Yes.
He's been 40 for a few years now.
He's old man like Jax.
Jenkins. Jax. Okay, so then Katie's talking to Logan. Remember Logan? Our favorite cloud chaser?
I think Logan was the one who seated them at Tom Tom earlier in the episode.
Logan?
I think we got a name and I'm pretty sure it was Logan. I barely saw it, but
I didn't care that much, but
I know.
Shit.
I'm like, is Logan a side character? Because I'm okay with it.
Logan's my favorite clout chaser ever since he tried to start that he hooked up with James. Yes. That was hilarious. I don't think it like didn't happen, but also I need proof. That one I need pictures.
I bet some drunk flirting happened and maybe a kiss, but I don't think they like slept together.
Suck dick? No, I don't know. But okay, so Katie's checking out all the hot guys, but like it's awkward because Schwartz is here. Okay.
This is why you can't be friends with your ex.
Yeah. Katie told us that she made out because here's the thing, right? Wait, if Katie wasn't friends with Schwartz, she would fucking flirt with all the dudes in front of him. Like that's what Raquel and James are doing.
Yes.
You gotta just not. She cares about Schwartz's feelings.
If Katie didn't prioritize her friendship with Schwartz.
I can't. Okay, so Katie, we find out, has made out with 3 people and had sex with 2. Good for her. We love a queen. But Logan's got great taste. He finds the hottest man in this club. And maybe it's just me because I love a nose ring. But
you do love a nose ring.
He was hot. And Katie's like, he's hot, but maybe for Lala. And I was like, don't do that. Take the hotness, but whatever. Okay. So Katie.
Here's the thing though. Katie's like slept with some people. She's been out there. Lala hasn't. So this is serving up a good friend right here.
So Katie goes to Lala and is like, yo, I found this dude for you. Lala's a little nervous because this is the first time she has not only been single, but sober. And I feel that because when I'm sober, I can meet no one in the wild.
I never registered this either. And it is such a different game.
This is different.
First off, dating after divorce or a long relationship.
Yeah.
And like being a mom dating, like that's all a lot to deal with.
It's different because she's never been a mom dating either.
Yeah. She's already got a whole new landscape to figure out and doing it sober. And she says it like in her interview, like you don't have anything to like take the edge off or like
you up a little. Yeah. But it's like real. I know she like made a joke like I knew down there, but it's real. The drinks really loosen you up.
Yes.
It gives you that extra like I don't want to say boost of confidence, but like I can do this type.
It
Like
kind of
almost
gives you an
self-esteem.
excuse to do stuff
Yes.
too, where you can be
Because
like,
like
oh,
you
I was
fuck up.
drunk.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
drunk. Okay, so I get it. I feel Lala on every level here.
I don't want to be
get
sober
this.
dating at all.
No.
I don't want to be
So
dating at all, but I definitely don't want to be sober.
I don't even want to go on like an 8th date sober. Like we're gonna
No.
drink till I'm sure you're
I
not a
will never
serial
know you
killer.
sober.
We're gonna become alcoholics just so we never have to know people sober.
It's
Okay,
hard.
so they all go up to meet the hot guys, and immediately the hot guys feel in Lala because Lala's got game. Peter should take notes because Lala walks
Yes.
up and she's like, "Hi, I'm Lala," blah blah blah, and then she goes, "Oh, hottest for last." I'm just kidding. You're all hot, but like this dude then
Incredible.
immediately puts his hand on Lala's small of her back,
Yes.
and I was like, "Holy shit!"
Dude, in this
Because
conversation, she even drops that she has a kid, basically says, like, no, I can't do anything. I have my kid
yes,
tonight.
okay,
In such a
yes,
casual way, it's
because
not a turn off.
no, he says something like, "Oh, are we hanging out tonight?" And she, whatever. But she says, like, "I'm just looking for a fuck." And he's like, "Cool, tonight." And she's like, "Well, I got my kid tonight." And he goes, "Don't worry, we'll be quiet." And she's getting hot. She's like,
Yes.
"Holy shit." Like, this is what fucking game is. This dude
Mhm.
even's got game. He's like, "We'll be quiet." That was hot.
I loved
So
it. I hope they hook up.
I don't think they will, but I want it.
Well, I mean, just like at some point in her life, I hope she gets laid.
So Ariana and Raquel then talk. Raquel thinks Allie is like super sweet. This is bullshit. Immediately clocking she hates this girl.
I agree. Like Lala is, or not Lala, sorry. Raquel
Raquel.
is being so fucking fake. And I don't like it. And
Well,
it's
she's
not
like,
just like her pageant girl, like trying to like pump herself up type of stuff. She's just being weird.
well, she's like, Allie's super sweet. I want to get to know her more. Why?
You don't.
Why?
You're curious.
Why? So then Raquel grabs Allie to talk. James immediately sees it and is like, fuck. But he's been on this show long enough. He knows.
Yes.
So Raquel, I wonder, do you think this was a beat, or do you think Raquel's like doing that thing where she's like, I'm gonna befriend my boyfriend's new girlfriend? So
I don't think a producer walked up to her and said, go talk to Allie. I think that she has started to learn what she needs to do on this show, and she is trying to play the game, but she's not doing it well.
Get it, girl. Whatever.
Like, you kind of have to come up with a fake reason that is plausible, not because you think she's nice to go talk to her. That's not your reason to go pull her aside. Be like,
I want to
hey,
make sure.
You know what? We've actually never talked. Can we talk? Like, I don't want to make this awkward.
I would be like, I don't want to be awkward. Let's quick sidebar. Yes. No, but she's like, I want to make sure you're good for James. Let's talk about it. Horrible.
Like, that's not your position.
I literally want to die. Okay, so Raquel wants to check in because she still like cares about James and wants to make sure he's good. It's not your responsibility anymore. You dumped him. He's pissed. He wants nothing to do with you.
Yeah, truly. You're not his like life manager / ex-girlfriend.
If James does not want the friendship, you gotta drop. Okay, so Allie though, I don't know what's happening to her.
I love Allie at this point because she's just taking it.
She's happy to talk to Raquel
because she's fucking delusional is actually what I've decided.
Be considerate of Raquel's feelings, and Raquel goes, yeah, because this is great because we were both in love with James, and I was like,
I'm like, Raquel, shut the fuck up. Stop at these comments. And I need Allie to actually be like a more cynical person to be like, no.
This is like new Raquel talking to old Raquel. Yes. And I want to die. It's the worst. It's horrible.
I feel like two Barbies are talking to each other.
I thought of when Raquel was throwing a puppy party. No. And Stassi was literally shitting on her to her face. And Raquel like didn't get it. But then I think Raquel is trying to shit on Allie, but not doing it correctly. Yes. And Allie is like missing that Raquel is trying to do this thing. And she thinks we're all rainbows and smiles. Like,
you're so right. Raquel is trying to be Stassi and like give these little zingers and like somewhat sly. Yeah, but I
was also in love with James. Like, don't forget, I created, that's what she's trying to say is like, I created James and now you're taking him. But she's like, we both love him. No.
And it's coming off psycho ex-girlfriend, but like butterfly psycho ex-girlfriend.
But then Allie goes, I appreciate your relationship with James because without it, he wouldn't be the person he is today.
And I'm like, no.
What? And then she goes, I feel like we like traded lives.
No. I can't imagine being anyone in this conversation, even the sound guy with like a bud in my ear being like,
imagine
what?
you are dating someone's ex and they come up to you to talk and you respond with, yeah, I used to be single like you, not anymore.
We swapped places. Also, Allie, no, they weren't just dating, they were fucking engaged.
Oh my god.
You didn't swap places. 6 months ago, this chick had a ring on her finger, and you think you swapped places with her?
That was so
You just
funny.
said you accidentally moved in with him.
What? I don't know either of these girls.
Can you imagine Allie going home to James tonight and being like, and James being like, yo, what was your conversation with Raquel like? And Allie's like, oh, like we talked about how we swapped places.
It was a Freaky Friday thing. Like, just so stupid.
James would be like, what?
I need someone. Like, Raquel could have served if she had like made a face or was like, what the fuck? Yes. After Ellie said that, nothing. She like looks blank. And I was like, no, it was so bad. It was all bad on
I feel like I'm watching like the Bratz dolls movie. They're both both just dolls and their faces don't really move.
She like does not think before she fucking speaks. No. She's trying to be so nice and it's so bad. Anyway, let's keep going in this conversation.
No.
Should we?
I didn't think it could get worse.
Raquel was really hurt when she found out about Allie, and she opens up about how fucking heartbroken she was to hear about Allie.
Raquel, this is not your friend.
Anyone else? Your friend. Literally go to Peter and talk about anyone else. Because then Allie's like, oh, you know James, though. He's a fast person. He moves like 100 miles a minute.
Not that you should comfort her, but like you shouldn't rub it in either.
But then the editors cut to James going, go, 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 go.
That's what I'm saying. Their editing is cracking me up. Go,
go, go, go, go, go, go.
This is the editing I was talking about earlier in our episode. This and then the Raquel look back. I'm like, this is epic. This was epic.
My favorite cut. You know, James, he moves so fast. Go, 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 go. What's he doing? It was so good. Anyway, so now they're both talking about why James is so great, which and then Raquel tells Allie about the bad shit and like having to monitor yourself with James because you don't want to rock the boat. And Allie's like, yeah, well, I rock the boat. And Raquel's like, good for you, girl. Oh my god. Good for you. Rock
I know it's difficult sometimes with his temper. And Allie's like, yeah, no, I totally understand. And Raquel's like, just be careful. And Allie's like, I got it. I'm gonna just crush right through it.
Fuck yeah, girl. Put my ex in his goddamn fucking plate. Like, it was so
Raquel,
weird.
you're not her hype woman on quote unquote rocking the boat with James.
And then to make things worse, a blurry man comes over to the couch
in a towel,
walks right over like their feet. And Raquel's like, excuse me, because now she's got a dude. And he's basically like, hey, what are you doing on my fucking couch?
Does this sir not realize there's a fucking camera in front of them?
Who is this man? This is his couch?
Okay,
is he a guest?
What I kind of assumed is because whenever he was standing there, you could see there's hotel rooms right there. I'm guessing the little couch thing goes with the hotel room in front of it. And like that's his room. So he's like, why are you laying on my couch? But he's just being weird, creepy, probably drunk, being like, hey, ladies, what are you doing on my couch?
In my room.
Basically.
Oh, no. Okay, well. But anyway, so Raquel eats him up at the end and is like, whatever, I'm taller than you anyways. I was like, who the hell is that?
I'm so like, Raquel, serve us some of these disses in this conversation with Allie. Like, I never said you had to be Stassi level, but like give us something.
That was hilarious. So then Raquel's like, I need to figure out who to move on with. It's clearly not Peter. So like shout out. So the party's fucking raging, and then Schwartz pulls Lala aside to talk. This angered me, but whatever. So Schwartz's view is basically like, this feud is insane. And Lala's basically like, I made it clear that there was more than cheating happening, and you still went to go hang out with Randall, even though I told you not to. And Schwartz is like, that meeting on Sheena's rooftop was ego driven, and I won't take back what I did.
I was shook when he said that.
Now's his time to get a backbone when he's fucking wrong.
It's insane to me that I can understand if he missed the point of the meeting. Like I can comprehend him that actually happening for him. But then to back it up and say that the meeting was egotistical, like that she just did it for herself, is insane. It shows he truly does not realize what is actually happening in Lala's life.
Of course
and, like,
not.
the consequences and the like severity of what this all means.
Do you think he reads anything? He didn't read that LA Times article.
No, I think he's processing Lala's experience as his own, like his divorce with Katie and the dogs. I
hate him.
Like anyway, they probably came to an agreement so easily about these dogs. We'll share them. Here's how to cut our life apart. But like, that's not what's happening with Randall and Lala.
No, it's all different. And Schwartz just can't see that. And then he continues. So they both agree that they see each other's viewpoint as weak. And Schwartz then says, like, Randall isn't malicious, but Lala's texts were malicious. And Lala's like, I don't care. I don't associate with weakness. Which I was like, you've been associating with this dude for a long time.
Yep.
He's always been goddamn weak.
I don't like, listen, I'm one who does like to keep my friendships separate from people and their drama. And so like, if you had a fight with like our old coworker that we're both friends with, I would try to like not really get myself involved. Like, I don't want to be a part of your legit fight, but that doesn't mean if like somebody did something wrong, I wouldn't coach them through and say, hey, I think that's messed up. This is different than that. This is different than just two of your friends, like James and Raquel, breaking up and you not wanting to be part of their petty little drama. This is so much more than that.
This is a custody thing. This is a legal thing. This is like
Randall being a piece of shit thing, like scummy, dirty things.
So Schwartz is like, I wasn't even worried about your feelings. Like, I wasn't thinking about you. It was just about pickleball. But like, that's the issue. He's not thinking about anyone else. That has been the issue for 12 plus years.
And when Lala specifically on the rooftop asked him to, it's not like he just went and did this and like Lala never like explicitly told him what was going on. And like Lala just assumed he would know things. Lala specifically got her core people together and said, this is what I need from you as my friend.
Yes. So then Lala's like, yeah, you chose, it was like either me or my enemy. Yeah. You picked a side. Or like, pick my side instead. And Schwartz is like, I'm not picking a side. So Lala's like, I'm done. Like, I'm burning bridges. This is the end.
What Schwartz doesn't realize is he did pick a side.
Of course he fucking did. But then we do the, that it's our time, and we end.
Well, we get this season on.
Oh, are you ready for it?
Yeah.
So this season, we get a trip to Mexico. We see Vanderpump Paris. Schwartz is kissing someone that I don't think it was Raquel, but
I don't think so either.
Kissing. Brock and Sheena get married. We have a girls' trip. James and Katie are friends.
Love.
Raquel goes on a date with Oliver.
I can't wait for this.
If you watch Beverly Hills, it's Garcelle's son who is married, I think.
Yes.
Around the time of this
married during this. There's so much blew up on Instagram at the time.
I know. And we get Garcelle. She's on the show.
Dude, people think this might be a comeback for Lisa Vanderpump then on Beverly Hills. Like if Garcelle could start hanging out with her.
A girl can dream. Goodbye, Kyle. Just kidding. If you know, you know. Okay. Lala and Katie are dating, not each other, but like other people.
Would actually really enjoy that.
I would love. Schwartz and Sandy still isn't open. Schwartz says if not for the bar, he would still have his marriage. Allie is the one, and James wants to put babies in her.
Weird.
James and Lala hooked up. Tom and Ariana are supposedly have an open relationship. Raquel has a panic attack. Schwartz and Lala fight. Ariana cries. James throws a drink at Schwartz. Randall is getting dragged, and James apparently has a small dick.
I love it.
Can't wait. Okay. Should we do
accepted and blocked? I almost called it fun, not fun.
It was so okay. For those of you who might just be joining for the new season, we've been doing this for a long time. We're not saying it's like the best thing we've ever decided on, but like this is what happens and we have to go with it.
It helps us summarize the episode.
These people are very social media oriented. They're all influencers, period, even if they have other gigs. So we think, who would we like to accept on our Instagram, on our feed to see for the next week? And who are we blocking? Who are we done with? Who do we not want anything to do with?
It's kind of like just a good and bad.
Good and bad. Our favorite and not favorite.
Yeah.
An MVP, if you will. But we like to spice it up. So blocked. I have my blocked.
I'm going to let you go because I'm going to try and pick someone else then. But I'm going to... Yeah, I agree with yours.
He's the most infuriating person.
Yes.
And he has been for several years. And I'm sorry if I ever defended him at any point.
It is so much more blatant now because before it was like just dumb kind of little things. Last season there was like more intense stuff, obviously, with Katie. But now this is like real bad shit.
This is real shit. And it's not okay.
No. It's not just him being like flip-floppy, non-committal. Like he's being an outright dick now.
Oh, he's horrible.
Yeah.
Who's your block?
I'm gonna go with Raquel. I do not enjoy watching her weirdly pine and be jealous over this James and his new girlfriend. And she's giving me like wannabe vibes on every aspect of this show. Like she fake wants to be BFFs with Allie when it's like, girl, just own your shit and say like in your interview that you're so curious so you want to sit down with this girl and like get the deeds. Like you just can't help yourself. And then with the ladies who don't work at Sir, she's like, oh my god, Amex cards. It's giving me like little sister vibes that like I'm not enjoying this. I'm not enjoying this.
Do you think because they hinted at BravoCon that Raquel has a really rough season? Do you think this, like, we're not going to like Raquel this season?
I don't think I'm going to like Raquel this season. And to be honest, it's not even her actions. It's coming off to me like she's trying to play this part.
Okay.
But it's not her. Like, I really liked her last season because she was like vulnerable and emotional about a lot of things and a lot of things she struggled with. But right now it feels like she's trying to be something she's not and I don't know if it's for the show or to try and like tell herself she's past James or what it's like coming from. But it just is like very fake, but not even in like a fun way. It's weird. It's clearly unnatural.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, yeah. Do you have your accepted?
I think I'm gonna go with Lala. I'm really loving how firm she's standing with Schwartz. She is like serving him with such disses. He can't even pick him up because he's such an idiot. But she is standing her ground. I'm really loving the Lala James relationship. I've always loved that. I think they're so hilarious. Their banter back and forth. And Katie and Lala's friendship is top notch. And I'm excited for them to be single together.
Me too. Okay, listen. I want with all my goddamn might to pick Katie, but I can't because she is making a huge mistake prioritizing her friendship with Schwartz. So I'm going to pick, and this is a hot take. I'm the worst. I'm picking James.
Okay. I thought you were going to pick Raquel for a minute, and I was going to be like, girlie, I'll fight you for that one.
He is so funny. I know he fat shames Peter, and it's like not okay. But I appreciate that he's basically like, I've moved on. Please stop checking up on me. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
all the shit. He's so funny. The edits he has are goddamn fucking amazing. And I have a feeling he might be a little rough because he is drinking.
But I
So
love.
I have to take this chance. You know me. I love James.
He is like balls to like Ali said it perfectly. Like he moves fast and he has balls to the wall. Exact. Like he just goes hard.
Go. Wait, what was it before we hang up?
I don't know.
What was it that we literally fucking died at? What was I
It was
crying at?
whatever sound he was making.
No. It was before. Was it when Raquel was like talking to Ali and they had
Yes.
the awkwardness?
Yes. It was that, and it was when Ali was saying like he moves fast, and then James was like giving a
when
beat.
Ali says she feels like they switched lives. I want to give a special shout out to Ali, who fucking is. She didn't even mean it to be like rude, which I would have preferred.
No, she just naive.
Said it.
Yeah,
and I was like, what?
She has no awareness what that means to the person she's saying it to.
Special blue ribbon to Ali. Welcome to the cast.
Gold star.
So,
first.
Are we
place.
excited? We're excited.
I am ecstatic. I'm pumped. Also, Tom and Tom were on Watch What Happens Live. I watched half of it and it was
I heard it was bad. I heard Tom Schwartz is like insufferable.
Yes. He does not regret the kiss with Raquel, even though it made Katie upset. Also, Raquel doesn't regret it. And Raquel wanted something with Schwartz, and Schwartz said no.
Raquel said that.
Yeah.
Was that when you were like, she needs media training? And I was like, yeah.
It was so awkward. You could tell she Alicia sent me a TikTok about Raquel on the red carpet for the premiere, and Raquel said that Schwartz basically declined like anything further romantic because he was prioritizing his friendship with Katie and worried about what like the fallout of that. And it just was like awkward. Like it seemed like Raquel kept saying things she didn't really want to say to a reporter, and I was like, this is not details, Raquel, I would want out there.
But like also that is again Tom Schwartz prioritizing his friendship with Katie. Like
in a weird way.
I can't date you because
I think there's a difference between being respectful and not dating someone in the group and prioritizing your friendship.
Okay, I agree. Okay, well, anyway, do we think it's going to be a good season? I think it's going to be a good season.
Yes. I think Lala and Raquel or Lala and Sheena were talking about how this season sets up for a season 11 incredibly well.
So in real time, Lala and Katie, I think, are beefing. So I'm pumped for this reunion to figure out why, because they don't beef on the show.
Yeah.
So a season 11 is for sure. But this is the time, everyone. Do the thing. Join our Patreon. This is it.
Go follow us on Instagram.
Follow us on Instagram. We have Summer House coming to that next week. There's going to be a Vanderpump and a Summer House. We're about to blow your goddamn fucking minds.
Yes, follow along for the next million years.
We'll have a meltdown around episode 11. Is what I'm
Which
guessing.
is 22 episodes basically that we will have done, by the way.
Also, we have to put this in the first one. Please bear with us. As we have just said, it's not easy. We're about to have 2 shows. Okay, it takes you an hour to watch the show, but with notes, it takes us about an hour and a half to 2 hours to watch the show. On top of that, we then record for, I don't know, like 2 hours that we just did.
2.5 hours.
Pre-show.
Yeah.
It's a lot. We find tweets, we like post. So if we like are a little slow releasing an episode, we apologize.
Yeah,
we will do each episode. We might just double up 1 week if we have to miss, because we do also have some lives.
Yeah, a little bit of lifing will happen, so there will be some delayed episodes.
But we appreciate
you coming on this ride. We appreciate you
sticking with us, and we will do each episode justice.
Yes.
Even if we sit down for one day, do it for 6 hours, we will do every episode justice.
I can't wait for this ride. I feel like I'm going to be delirious at the end, but I can't wait for these seasons.
People don't know this, but Meredith and I are actually our most, like, honestly, less, like, our least toxic relationships we have in life. Like, she is my stable relationship. Because we are stuck doing this to us. So, and we have open communication.
This is our 3rd year, and I can't wait.
Woo!
To keep
going. My God.
Yeah.
Well, let's do it.
Here we go. Thanks for joining. Bye.